Welcome, everyone. We are here to discuss one of the hottest topics around today. What happens when you lose your job? What happens when your working conditions no longer work for you?
Mhm.
So let's get to it.
Empowering women on a global scale. Welcome to Powerful Women Today with Carolina Billings. Powerful Women Today is on a mission of inclusion, rewriting his story to include her story, and empowering, raising, and amplifying women's voices with professional speaking, publishing, original podcasting, and web TV. And now here's your host, the founder of Powerful Women Today, Carolina Billings.
Welcome, everyone. We have the one and only and amazing and success story. Mindy McManus here with us, one of our Powerful Women Today mentor experts, leadership consultant, and executive coach. And her and I you know, have a success story and in a message of encouragement to everyone that is going through that transition of working for corporate as a professional and thinking, you may need to start your own business, become your own consultant, or be in that level of uncertainty and anxiety. So, Mindy, you and I have traveled this path and landed and succeeded and thrived and will never, knock on wood. Tell us about your journey, and because we arrived at it at the same place through different paths, and
Mhm.
have since joined forces and succeeded, nonstop. So, tell
Just a
us your
little bit.
journey.
So my journey has been a really cool journey, and it's great that I did it with you because you really helped me to take somebody that is, I'm ICF certified. I have a degree. I have a master's degree in leadership and organization development. I've been doing that for a very long time. And then furlough hit. I always thought that I would start my coaching business for my retirement. And then when furlough hit, I realized that I needed to make sure I had more than one income stream because not only was I put on furlough during the pandemic, but then my job was eliminated. And
Mhm.
so I was like, okay, well, let me see what I can do. And I'm still working for an organization because I always tell people don't quit your day job until your side gig is up to where it needs to be and can
Mhm.
pay your bills. So I started the side gig and it kind of wasn't moving where I needed it to move because guess what? If you think you just want to put something out on LinkedIn and think it's going to do everything for you, it's not. And so I had the amazing privilege of connecting with Carolina, who,
Oh, of course you
as
do.
yeah, like I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for you. And my business has exponentially increased over the past year. But here I was, this scared little person, didn't know what to do, still wasn't sure about my job in corporate America, what was going to happen there. Carolina brought me in and she invited me into Powerful Women Today in our 10X program, and I took advantage of it. I learned as much as I could about what does it mean to be in the business? What does it mean to market? What does it mean to be that thought leader? And through all of the things with Powerful Women Today that they taught me how to do, they didn't do the work for me. They taught me how to run my own business, how to
Mhm.
market, how to brand myself, how to put myself out there, how to leverage social media, how to really think through all those business pieces that you never really think about. And then on top of that, I was surrounded by this great group of women that we all just were we were helping each other to level up, challenging each other, helping each other. And if it
And
wasn't for that,
you
I
were
would have given up a long time ago. So I
Yeah,
just,
and you were further along than a lot of people because you had already started your side gig
Mhm,
while you were working for corporate, right? And you were doing it out of passion. So,
mhm,
like most people that are within a job with someone else, we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. We don't know what decisions are happening behind the scenes. Maybe the business is about to be sold. Maybe the business is in trouble. Maybe we don't know. We show up to work every day thinking, oh, I'm just here to do my work and collect my paycheck on payday, right? And this might be your primary income. This may be your sole income. right? And the reality is that the decisions are not up to you. And but you had done what we strongly, apart from me today, and me personally, strongly recommend is that you had already begun
Yes.
planting that seed of entrepreneurship
Mm-hmm.
while working for someone else, which is the ideal scenario.
Yeah.
Because when that unfortunate moment came that you were furloughed, and I still remember the conversations you and I were having, and it was we were able to hit the ground running because you had already planted the seeds,
Mm-hmm.
because you already knew what you could offer the world, because you already knew who you were, and
Mm-hmm.
not that who you were as an entrepreneur,
Sure.
right? And so yeah, so that is one of the things that we're going to talk about today. And we said we were going to speak about the three secrets to success for moving from working and relying on someone else
Mm-hmm.
to being your own self-reliance,
Yeah.
right? And
Yes.
notice that we're not talking about quitting your job, we're not talking about any of that, and we'll explore that. But first, I want to give a shout out to Shannon Brown that tells us that she loves this platform. Thank you, Shannon. Much love back. And so you were furloughed. The decision was not up to you. My exit from corporate was, a little bit, I'm a very impulsive kind of person. And that works for me
Mm-hmm.
most of the time. And sometimes I wish I were a little more strategic, which I now am, because this was almost several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I found myself in a situation where I could just no longer continue. And I'm not saying that it was bad or good, it was personally no longer working for me.
Right.
And I hit a moment that it was just like, you know what, I can't. I just cannot do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually quit my job, and within the C-suite, right? Within being the 1% earner in Canada. And my goal was to go back to work. I wasn't planning to start a business, right? This was about 5 years ago. And Powerful Women Today had started 10 years ago as a social justice, social impact movement, a passion project that I truly, genuinely believe in. And we're still to this day, going at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I quit really to find another job. And it was in the process of quitting that I had enough savings, and these are all the little details, right? Like we only see like the iceberg, we only see the tip part, we don't see what was going on underneath it. And
Mm-hmm.
the reality is that when I quit, although I am a single professional and single income in my household, um, I did it not just taking a leap of faith. I had sold the property for which I had, earned a certain amount of equity that I had cashed out. So I had a little bit of a nest egg liquidity that I was going to use to remodel a home, because I built my personal part of my personal portfolio through real estate investments. So that was the plan. I had this nest of cash that I was going to use to invest onto this property, to fix and probably sell and realize more equity, right? So when I quit, I knew I had the means to pay for a mortgage for at least 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? So between jobs. So, and we're saying all of these because, we, both Mindy and I, our wish for you is the gift of strategy, the gift of self-driven, fulfillment of your destiny, right? You are the person in charge.
Right.
So this is about mapping out, your exit strategy, mapping out your plan B, C, D, E, F. And they tell you, oh, if you have plan A, don't have plan B. Oh, that's silliness. You should always have multiple ways that you're going to land on your feet,
Right.
right? For whatever reason. So
Right. And
the
I just to add, I'm still in corporate, but I
Mhm.
just moved from 100% FTE, which I built my business working 100% FTE up until this point. I just got approved to go down to a 0.8. So now I'm going to have another day to continue to grow my business.
That's right.
But
Did
I
you
know
get
my
the
business
call?
will grow exponentially with that new day. And come to think about it, Carolina, if I would have quit my job back then,
Mhm.
I wonder if my business would already be where it's supposed to be
That's right. You know,
because I would have
you
had more time to dedicate to it.
that's right. You used your time, your downtime strategically. And then you were recalled. And when you were recalled, you were able to do so in your own terms.
Yep.
Right? So that's what we're talking about. Like,
Yes.
this is not. And one of the things that both Mindy and I, and we were actually speaking about in the green room, is that, although we do believe in magic, and we do believe that, there's a divine hand guiding, right? There's a saying that says, pray but tie your horse tight. So there's still the both elements. There's the element of divine intervention, and there is the element of self,
Mm-hmm.
intrinsic action towards success. So the two of us, found ourselves in this uncertainty. And the one thing that I find extremely powerful is that when something is uncertain, everything is possible.
Yep.
So instead of being indignant yourself, right? You said, okay, you started looking for, partners, places, networks, and this is how we connected. And you began to build your business while still maintaining a good relationship, because it's a great organization that you were affiliated with.
Mm-hmm.
And you began to work all your possibilities, and then began to take root and began to grow. And then you were recalled by this beautiful organization,
Mm-hmm.
and you came back with your leadership and your professional integrity,
Mm-hmm.
and your professionalism. And now we're here telling the tale, right? You are a success story.
Mm-hmm.
And for myself, when I took that money, and we're not talking small change, we're looking at, like potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars, that I decided, okay, instead of investing in this property, what about if I started a business?
And invested in
And
yourself.
I invested in myself, right? And I knew there was especially in the market in the Greater Toronto area, there's a certain guarantee of return on real estate, right? Not so much on entrepreneurship. So it was a true testament. And I gave myself some deadlines, right? Like, I'm going to try these. If it's 6 months I have not achieved these, then I need to keep an eye on what else I can do, right? Like, you're always like breaking gas. And it's not that you're doubting yourself, but as I mentioned, I am the single provider in my household. So, you're always managing your risk, right? In mitigating your risk, and in managing your risk while still achieving. So
Mm-hmm.
we're going to talk about the three key elements that I know made all the difference in the world for both you and I to succeed. And here's one of the things that do not work, because I want to show, transparency. I guess my accounting background is one of my core values, full transparency. Here's another message that we just received from a LinkedIn user that says, stop sending these. And I'm not sure what that means, and I'm not sure who's sending it, but this is kind of a message that is good for everyone, whether it's for you or someone you know. So, sorry I didn't send it. Not sure what you're referring to, but we acknowledge you nonetheless. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
for the feedback. Anyways, so the three key elements that really, I believe, turned around our success are three things, and they arrived to us in different ways, but there are three things. One, learning to sell. Learning, because it's a skill.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Mindy.
But it's also learning to be confident in what you do and what you offer. And you're not selling. You're providing a service to someone
Correct.
that you know is going to transform their life.
Absolutely. Number two, learn to communicate and to have your clients, or every exchange that you have, be an exceptional experience. And we believe, both Mindy and I, 100%, that becoming a coach, learning coaching skills will take care of the upper two, will
Yes,
take
they
care of learning your confidence into believing your message, into really believing the solution that your message provides, and two, learn communication skills and learn really how to be a partner in someone's success, or in whatever that you're facilitating, be it your employer, be it a corporation, be it your clients, right? To learn to have successful collaborations.
yes.
And you know what? You and I have, there's somebody politely joked about my resume not too long ago that said that I have more degrees than an oven. And I have to tell you, yes, but between kindergarten and a PhD, coaching skills have made one of the biggest difference in my success. I
Yes.
would put it in the top three
My,
reasons that I am where I am, right?
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the third one, which is, may sound a little self-serving, but it's not. And this is why another time that I completely bet the farm on it is doing my dissertation in leveraging the aggregate. What does that mean? That there's power in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So joining a network, a collaboration, it doesn't mean you gotta subordinate your independence or your business. There's all kinds of partnerships, but not going at it alone is one of the biggest keys to success.
I totally agree. I mean, being a leader in an organization is lonely enough, but trying to
Mhm.
be a leader of yourself in your organization and your business that you're trying to run, that's even more lonely.
That's
And we
right.
can get stuck in our own ways. And so leveraging the aggregate, being around people that are like-minded, that are wanting to help challenge you, push you forward, not and that we bring each other up,
That's right.
and we rally around each other, and we help each other through those tough times as well. So it's like a family. And well, better than a family, because we get
Well, depends on the family you've got. Yes. This is the ideal family. And you know what? It is, and I'll tell you why I say that, is because when you get together in a room of believers, right? That you all believe is possible, that you all believe in you're working together towards a common goal,
Mhm.
right? Because the people around you, not with the best intentions at heart, right, may actually, in fact, be holding you back. If you say to someone, I'm going to quit someone in your family, your spouse, your whomever, right? I'm going to quit my job, or I'm thinking I'm starting my own business. They may try to talk you out of it. It's like, it's a tough economy, it's a recession coming up. Fortunes have been built during recessions, right? It's all internal economy. But that being said, you also do need to do so with sound business savviness, right? If you're starting I don't know, a summer gear bikini boutique in Alaska, okay, yeah, quitting your job and starting your own business may not be the right thing, unless it's a virtual business and you have some, networks or groups that already exist in the tropic, and you're just happen to be the, okay, then we're talking, right? Then there's a strategy to it. But there's got to be a lot more thinking whenever you're starting your own business, or beginning your own practice, your own personal practice, or consulting. There's a lot of strategy that goes with it. And there's a lot of
Absolutely.
leadership. And what I love about you is that you make the difference between the two. You are a leadership consultant and
Mhm.
an executive coach. So
Exactly.
explain to us why the subtlety.
Well, the subtlety is as a coach, my job is not to teach, tell, or advise.
Mhm.
My job as a coach is to know that that client is capable of greatness. And I am there to let them set the agenda for our time together. And I work with them to help them overcome barriers or obstacles that could be getting in their way, or perspectives that they may not be seeing. And so for me as a coach, I don't need to know anything about what they do. My job is to be as objective as possible, and to hear what they say and to help ask them some really good questions to help them find solutions to their own problems. I don't provide the solutions. They find their own solutions, which makes it even more powerful, because it's like they were like, oh, wow, I didn't even know that. And they're like simple questions like that. It is so powerful, but it's not something that we can derive on our own. That's the coaching piece. And the reason why I can be called an executive coach is because I do leadership consulting. So I have a master's degree in leadership and organization development. I've been growing leaders for the past 16 years. And that's my superpower, is to help develop leaders and also be a coach. So when I'm coaching someone and they have a gap in their leadership skills, I take my coaching hat off, I put my consultant hat on, and then we start learning or teaching them some of those coaching skills, because there always is going to be a gap. And so that's why I can leverage both of them, is that I'm able to be that executive coach. I'm able to help them with, not only overcoming the issues, but if there is a gap in leadership or knowledge that they have, I'm able to help them find it.
And the confidence. And we're saying leadership is not about leading others. Yes, that's part of it. But leading self is how leadership begins.
That's huge. Yes.
That's huge. So Mindy and I are so excited. We have some amazing programs coming our way through Powerful Women Today, a way to give back. Because the whole leverage, the aggregate community working together, movement to really, serve in not as a servant, but serve as a mentor, serve as a consultant, serve as an example that it can be done. And so be on the lookout. There's some amazing things coming our way through PWT Coaching. And it's been a pleasure seeing you today. Thank you, Mindy, for always being so ready to bring vulnerable and share your story, and for being such a great success story. I am so proud of our collaboration and the work that we do together, and in our partnership. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. And remember, just if you're starting to see that uncertainty, you know what? That could be opening the doors to possibility. So let's reframe that. Let's work together and stay strong, one day at a time. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Empowering women on a global scale. This has been Powerful Women Today with Carolina Billings. To learn more about how you can join and transform your life and the lives of women everywhere with professional speaking, publishing, podcasting, and web TV, visit powerfulwomentoday.com. Remember to subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, YouTube, or wherever you like to listen and watch your podcasts.